Jammu and Kashmir is not an integral part of India. It has never been an integral part of India. Jammu and Kashmir is a disputed territory between India and Pakistan. It is more a part of Pakistan than it can ever be with India, with all her eloquence and with all her extravagance with words. The people of Jammu and Kashmir, sir, are part of people of Pakistan.
The bitter divorce of the subcontinent in 1947 has led to a long drawn-out custody battle between Pakistan and India over Kashmir. 3 wars over the contested state and numerous attempts at diplomatic resolution have yielded little success.
It's like for us it's about Islam, for them it's about secularism and proving that Muslims can be equal citizens in the secular Indian state. Well, that's what they claim, right? That's what they're concerned with proving. Just like we're concerned with proving something, they're concerned with proving something. In history, has that been borne out? Of course not.
India wanted control of Kashmir because, in my view, they saw Kashmir as necessary for inheriting the great game mantle. In my view, India failed in that because having failed to gain control of Gilgit, they lost that possibility. But having gained whatever part of Kashmir they had gained, I think subsequently what happened is that for India, Kashmir became a symbol of their secularism. That India was a secular state, that Kashmir, even though it is Muslim majority, can still be part of India, and that whether it is myth or reality, I don't know, but that became India's. And of course, any part of the territory a state occupies, it never wants to give up, no matter what rationale it may have for keeping it or not have a rationale for keeping it, but it never wants to give up, and I think that became a situation.
I don't think it's an issue of territory. We have never said it's a question of territory. We have said that it's the people of Kashmir who should decide what should be their fate. And we have felt all along that, as with the rest of the Indian states, they should have, the people of Kashmir should have a right to decide. Don't forget that when Junagadh was taken over by the Indian forces, they held a plebiscite there. And naturally it was a Hindu majority area and they voted for India. It wasn't an issue of territory, of Junagadh territory, it was the issue of the people of Junagadh. The same happened in Hyderabad. Hyderabad wanted to stay independent. There was a 4-day war, if you like, police action, and then the Indians took it over. They held a plebiscite. They held a referendum, which again, being a Hindu majority area, voted for union with India. Now, similarly, what we are saying is that the people of Kashmir, as in Junagadh, as in Hyderabad, deserve to have their right of vote, their say in what they want to do.
It's more about the people, it's more about territory, it's more about the missing K in Pakistan, it's more about Nehru's infatuation with being a Kashmiri Pandit and so forth. So there are a host of issues. Emotive, psychological, historical, religious, Yes, strategic now also, China factor, water also. So I think it's it's a very volatile cocktail. So there's no single factor explanation for that.
With the myriad of complexities that come into the Kashmir equation, it is no surprise that a resolution is far from reality. And this fact has not escaped Pakistan. Heavy investment in the defense sector to manage the Kashmir issue is an indication that the desire to win Kashmir, so to speak, is necessary. But there is also the recognition that the costs incurred are not ideal, and the need for an appropriate solution is imperative.
So in order to break from this, you have to set off a virtuous cycle rather than be locked in a vicious cycle. And for that virtuous cycle, India and Pakistan have been through, 6 decades of trying just about everything. They've tried to put Kashmir on the back burner and talk about other issues. They've tried to put Kashmir on the front burner and tried to, build a peace process around it. And somehow, the peace process hasn't quite yielded, I think, what people in both countries expected it to. So the answer really is that you have to get back to the drawing board. You have to identify the issues that have to be resolved.
Time does not stop. World moves on, and we should make India accept that Kashmir is a problem, and at a suitable time it will be resolved. But because of Kashmir, we should not sacrifice all other developments and all other benefits we can fall to the peoples of this region.
And I think people generally feel, when I say people on both sides of the border, that why are we spending so much money on defense, on facing each other, thousands of forces, ack guns, even nuclear, against each other, spending so much of the national resources when we need clean water, hospitals, schools, roads, all these development issues. Would they not be better served if we were able to bury the hatchet and to say that, look, what has been, let us see if we cannot find an honorable solution. I think there is a feeling, if you look back at these elections that we've had, I don't think Kashmir was an issue at all anywhere, from Sindh up to the frontier, even in Punjab, which is most affected.